Hello all of you beautiful people out there. We have been in Saranda now for a total of 3 weeks. We're going to stay here I think another 11 days. So we are going to run you through all of the pros and the cons of Saranda.
Alright guys, so we're going to start things off with the pros. It's always good to start the video off on a positive note. And pro number one going for Saranda is the location. You are in an absolutely amazing location when it comes to doing things like day trips to Corfu, going to Samil, Butrint National Park. You've got Borscht, Dermy, Himara, Gjirokastër, so many options when you're located down here in sunny Saranda. Now, the location is just the perfect and most optimal place to be if you are looking at those day trips, and as well you are also located on the coast, so you have incredible beautiful blue water and amazing beaches as well.
The next pro on our list is that Saranda is very walkable. So no matter what you're looking to do within the city of Saranda itself, you don't really need a car. Even if you want to walk all the way up to Lekursi Castle, it's all very walkable. So if you want to get some groceries or need to go to the pharmacy, to the beach, no matter what you're looking to do, you can do it by foot. If you want to go to the likes of Dermy or maybe Xamil, I think a car might be beneficial in that case.
Okay guys, now another pro going for Saranda is the small town fisherman style vibe that you have going on here. No matter what time of the day that you go down to the beach, you will find people fishing, you'll find people pulling fish in. There's so many seafood restaurants scattered around here, and just the vibe in general is very laid back. It's the perfect place to come maybe if you have a book to write, you have some sort of a project that you want to complete and you don't want to be in a busy cramped city. Saranda is just the perfect place for that small town laid back vibe. Kick your feet up, crack open a beer and enjoy the great weather and the amazing view around Saranda.
Another very positive thing about Saranda is that you have a great, very tight-knit expat community here. So if you are an American or a European that is looking to relocate to Saranda or maybe stay here for an extended amount of time other than maybe 2 weeks, you will definitely find connections here. There's a great expat community group on Facebook that you can join, and a lot of these expats meet up here in the restaurant / cafe or bar called The Place. So no matter when you walk past that place, you will always find people that speak English and you can make friends there very easily.
Now, another fantastic pro or plus about Saranda is the amenities. You have everything that you need here in Saranda. Even though it is a relatively small town, you have literally all you could ask for. You've got pharmacies, you have stores, you have local fruit markets that sell you amazing produce. You have tons of incredible restaurants to check out. A lot of them are geared towards people that have maybe a more American leaning taste in food. You have incredible seafood and you just have an absolute abundance of great things to do. So definitely a big plus about here is the amenities.
The last positive on our list is how clean Saranda is. If you compare Saranda maybe to Vlora or Durrës, you will see that the beaches are a lot cleaner, or even Velipoja. I think we were in Velipoja as well in off-season, and you do find a lot of trash on the beaches, which we did not see here at all. So the entire promenade, everything, like the entire area around the beach is super clean. There's no garbage whatsoever, and we were actually very surprised because usually in the off season people don't care too much about the beaches, but that seems to be the case here. People clean up after them in Saranda.
Okay guys, like every location out there, there's pros and there's also cons. Now the first thing on our list of cons for Saranda is that it is quite a bit more expensive here than the rest of Albania, especially when it comes into the summertime. Now that's sort of a given because you have the incredible location. You've got beachfront properties, incredible hotels that cater for all sorts of tourists. but along with that comes a much higher price tag in comparison to places like Tirana, even in the capital. The prices in Tirana creep up a little bit towards the summer, but it's not as substantial as it is here in Saranda. Just to give you an example, we have a beautiful 1-bedroom apartment that we got through Airbnb, and because we booked it here in March, we're paying around €250 for the entire month. Now, if you were to book this exact same apartment during the peak summer months of May, June, July or August, you would be looking upwards of over 13, 14, 1500 euro for the exact same location and the exact same apartment. Now, I understand booking an apartment off season, you are risking weather. Like, we haven't had the best weather for the last 3 or 4 days here, but I'm willing to take that risk if it means I save €1,000. So guys, that's the first con on our list. It does get pretty pricey.
Another negative point on our list, which might not be negative for everybody, but maybe for some travelers, is that Saranda is very touristy. So because of the location, as Luke said already, it's very close to Corfu. You are on the ocean, or on the seaside, not the ocean. It is a little bit more touristy. Now, in the off season, it is okay. You do see some expats and tourists walking around, maybe even a little bit more than you would see maybe in the north of Albania at the moment. But in the summertime, if you check out other videos about Saranda, it does get very crowded. I've seen some videos about the beachfront where there's like not 1 centimeter free to put your towel down at the beach. So in case you do not like touristy areas, this might not be the place for you.
The third con about Saranda, sadly, is the distance to another airport within Albania. It is actually more convenient to go from Saranda across to Corfu and use the Corfu airport than it is to use the actual capital Tirana airport. So keep in mind, it's around 6 hours on a bus to come from Tirana down here to Saranda. So if you are planning on making a trip to Saranda, maybe for this summer or something, keep that in mind, guys. When you fly into Tirana airport, that is the only current airport in Albania. They are building an airport in Vlora, and that will be a lot handier for access to places down here in the south, because as it stands, as I just said, 6 hour bus journey from Tirana down here to Saranda. And if you're flying from somewhere like the States, and you might have, you know, maybe a 10-11 hour flight all the way over here to Albania, and then you're facing a 6 hour bus journey, I would plan ahead, maybe stay a few nights in Tirana before you make your way down here to Saranda, because that is a pretty long trip.
With the positive of it being like a small fisher town vibe type of city, there's also the negative that it might be too small for some travelers. It is a relatively small city. There's not too much going on. Obviously, if you like nature and the beach, you will have loads of things to do. But if you're looking for things like larger shopping centers, or, you know, like larger parties or something like that, this might not necessarily be the place for you. I think everything that is going on here is a little bit on the smaller scale. If you compare it to Tirana, in Tirana you have, I don't know, the tag Tirana Eastgate Mall, for example, or the Ring Center. So there's like loads and loads of malls going on, which you don't necessarily have here. Here you kind of have more like a shopping street where there are some clothes stores, but not necessarily like the well-known type of brands.
And the final con about Saranda, and this is only really a little one, we're kind of just nitpicking here, but the public transport system down here in Saranda is not very organized at the moment anyways. Maybe it gets a little bit more structured as you come into the summer and there's more people using it. But just to give you guys a quick example, me and Naomi really wanted to go and do a day trip to Dermi, because Dermi has been recommended to us countless amounts of times. So we said, okay, we're going to plan a day trip and we're going to go over and see what Dermy is really like. So we were planning around. We asked our Airbnb host, who is absolutely amazing. She's very helpful, and she texted us the times that she thinks that the buses are going. She said a bus is going to leave at around 7:30 a.m. and that would be the first bus. And then we found out that the last bus would be coming back around 1 p.m. or something like that. Now, the distance between Saranda and Dermy, I'm not too sure of the exact numbers, but it's not a very short bus journey. So by the time we arrived in Dermy, and if we're planning on shooting a video, it makes absolutely no sense. We would show up at Dermy and then we would have to run back to get the bus around half an hour to maybe an hour and a half after we arrive. So keep that in mind, guys. The buses here, they operate rather strangely and rather randomly. So do plan ahead if you are going to plan a day trip, because you don't want to end up stranded in a random beach town in Albania.
Now that was our quick video about the pros and cons of Saranda. Obviously we are going to shoot another few videos in the next 11 days that we are here, so we are going to bring you a ton of content about Saranda and the area here. But that's it from us today, you guys. My name is Naomi.
My name is Luke.
We are Nalu Adventures, and we see you all in the next video.
Ciao, guys.
Bye.